What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. I am reviewing and recapping episode 4, Donnie Hangs Tough. So this is the final part of each turtle getting their own specific episode. Really love that idea. It gives us some time to spend with each of these characters before they bring them all back together again. And this episode overall, really great. But it's a different kind of flavor from the other three. I will say this. Between the first 3 episodes, the humor has been different for each turtle. They've gone about it in their different ways. I was kind of expecting Donnie in this episode to really struggle because he's so technological based in everything that he does that it was going to force him to be more, I don't want to say primitive, but more modern, and not necessarily bring out all the technology to beat these mechazoids. And that's not really what we got. We kind of got Donatello just being Donatello in this episode. So I don't know if I like that. I don't feel like he got the time to shine, kind of like the other 3 turtles did, where they each had to go through something in order to come out on top. But regardless, I think this episode's great because, and what I was referring to a minute ago, in the fact that it is a different flavor. This is like a Jason Bourne movie for the Ninja Turtles, because it is just one long chase sequence of a movie. He is literally just running through the streets of New York and through the subways of New York, fighting this mechazoid. And action-wise, it is great. And then we get some very good comedic moments in between that I wasn't really expecting to really hit as good as they did, but they did. So in this episode, Donatello kind of starts off where he's heading into the subway to lose the mechazoid. And that's when he runs into a pair of police officers. He wakes up at the police station in handcuffs, and he's trying to explain the situation to the police officers. And of course, they don't believe him whatsoever. And they're more so concerned about the fact that he's a mutant and how popular he is and all that shit. And what was funny about this is each turtle in the first 3 episodes, they have recounted the events that led them to being separated in different ways, and they've done it in different styles of animation. Like Donatello kind of recounted the events through a comic book, and then Mikey and Raph kind of recounted the events in only the ways that they would be able to do it. And then Donnie, of course, does it kind of like a video game. And I really dig how they change it up every single episode, and none of it is the same, and it is just pitch perfect. And I really dig how they're kind of showcasing their personalities in these recall sequences. So while the police are being kind of enamored by the fact that Donatello is there and they want pictures with him, that's when the Mechazoid shows up. And really, that's when the chase sequence starts, and it doesn't end until the end of the episode. Eventually, it leads into the subways again, and that's when Donatello kind of finds out that Bishop is controlling the mechazoids. And then once he finds out that she's kind of controlling them, that's when he starts figuring out that he needs to hack the hacker to take over the mechazoids. So it leads him to a subway train, and it's basically him trying to get away from the mechazoid long enough to where he can hack the system and stop Bishop from controlling the mechazoids. Eventually, Donatello is able to stop the mechazoid with his computer, and that's when the subway train is heading full send into a barrier, and it's going to collide with it, kind of like Spider-Man 2. Donatello is able to stop the train just in the nick of time, and he's able to rebuild and reprogram that fallen mechazoid. And that's kind of where we leave the episode. So overall, guys, really enjoyed this episode. It's different in comparison to the other 3, and I think that's why I like it so much. It's a lot of action. It's one long chase sequence, and it gives us a little bit of the personality of Donatello that we really haven't gotten so far between Mutant Mayhem and these first 4 episodes. So again, still loving the series. I'm hoping it continues in the trajectory that it is at this point, because if it is, it's going to be up there with some of my favorite Ninja Turtle series, period. But yeah, this is one of the better properties from Ninja Turtles that we have gotten in series form for sure. But guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought about episode 4 of Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'll catch y'all next time on another recap and review of episode 5.